Now this is a classic series. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 moments from the Rocky franchise. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the most iconic moments from the first 7 Rocky movies. We'll be ranking our picks based on the quality of the scene, its impact on the overall series, and the legacy it has left behind. Also, spoiler alert. Number 10. Rocky vs. Clubber Lang, Rocky 3.
Hey fool, you ready for another beating?
The first 2 Rocky movies were primarily about overcoming adversity. The fights remained relatively grounded, despite a little Hollywoodization in Rocky 2, and they were more about Rocky's pride and sense of accomplishment than the fight itself. And then Rocky 3 came along and gave us pure spectacle. Not that it was a bad thing.
He's being stung by this style. Look at the shadows he's taking.
The Rocky-Lang rematch is arguably the most popular fight of the entire franchise, mostly due to Mr. T's charisma, the excitement, and the shameless off-the-wall style, complete with ridiculous whoosh noises and punches that sound like explosions. The fight is pure cheese, and we love every minute of it. Number 9. Rocky and Donnie climb the steps, Creed.
This is it?
Yeah.
If the series ended here, we would have been more than happy. Throughout Creed, Rocky must grapple with the passage of time and his own mortality. Almost everyone he loved, Adrian, Polly, Apollo, and Mickey, is now dead, and he's been diagnosed with cancer. It's fitting that the final scene of the movie sees Rocky and Donnie climbing the famous steps of the Philadelphia Museum of Art. It's a beautiful and symbolic way to pass the torch to a new generation of fighters and films, and it had us all secretly crying in the dark of the theater. While we love the spectacle, these are moments that make the Rocky series such a classic.
Right there, old man?
Yeah. Nice view.
Number 8. Skating with Adrian, Rocky.
Aren't you skating?
Nah, I ain't skated since I was 15. That's when I started fighting.
Despite its lack of pizzazz, this is arguably one of the cutest and most realistic depictions of a first date ever put to screen. The entire scene is simply adorable. Rocky is head over heels for this girl and can't stop talking due to his excitement and nerves. And Adrian simply skates and listens due to her shyness and unease.
No, it ain't your fault. Look, I'm gonna show you something.
7 minutes!
Meanwhile, a guy awkwardly interjects to let them know how much time is remaining, while Rocky becomes increasingly irritated. It's a small, intimate scene that allows us to grow more attached to these characters and their relationship, and it makes us smile every time.
Am I talking too loud?
3 minutes!
Number 7. Mick's death, Rocky 3. Despite Rocky 3 being a little more Hollywood and grandiose than its predecessors, it still found time for deeply upsetting and personal scenes like this. Once Mickey is shoved by Clubber Lang, he suffers a heart attack and is taken to the dressing room. When Rock returns from the fight, Mickey falsely believes that Rocky won and contently dies next to his apprentice.
That's good. We did it.
We did it.
It's a heartbreaking scene that at once disposes of a fan-favorite character and showcases Sylvester Stallone's surprisingly solid acting chops. It's always hard to see a tough and reserved man show such incredible emotion, and it's not any easier here.
We got more to do.
Number 6. Win, Rocky 2.
I knew you'd come back.
Rocky is fraught with personal difficulties throughout Rocky 2. First, Adrian doesn't approve of his return to boxing, fearing for his health. This leads his mind to wander, and his game is thrown off. Then she falls into a coma, and Rocky completely abandons his plans to watch over her instead. When she finally emerges, they celebrate their new baby, and Adrian finally gives him her approval by looking him dead in the eyes and telling him to win.
There's one thing I want you to do for me.
What?
Come here.
What?
Win. Win.
What are we waiting for? Take this!
The music swells, Mick gets super pumped, and the famous training montage begins. Rocky is back, baby. If this scene doesn't give you goosebumps, then nothing will.
Faster! Faster!
Number 5. Rocky's speech to his son, Rocky Balboa.
Can I talk with you?
Sure.
Can we do it outside?
After the disappointment of Rocky 5, it was nice to see such a return to quality with Rocky Balboa. One of the most notable scenes of the movie sees Robert approaching Rocky and telling him to quit because he fears that Rocky will make a fool of himself and tarnish his own reputation.
Now I'm asking you as a favor not to go through with this, okay? This is only gonna end up bad for you, and it's gonna end up bad for me.
This leads Rocky into a beautiful speech about determination, believing in yourself, and paving your own way in life.
You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
It perfectly encapsulates everything that the series represents in a few short minutes, and it proves to be an enormous inspiration, not just for Robert, but also for everyone watching in the theater or at home.
You're the best thing in my life. But until you start believing in yourself, you ain't gonna have a life.
Number 4, Rocky defeats Apollo, Rocky 2.
You're going down.
No way.
Rocky was never really about actually winning the fight, but damn if it isn't incredibly satisfying. A particularly brutal bout leaves both Apollo and Rocky completely exhausted, resulting in their collapse to the mat. What follows is pure suspense and drama, as the ref counts up while they both try to regain their footing. At 9, Apollo collapses, Rocky stands, the music swells, and the tears start flowing. The entire scene is a perfect blend of editing, acting, and music, and it warms our hearts each and every time. With this, Rocky went the distance and then some, and we couldn't be prouder.
Rocky Balboa has shocked the world. He is the new heavyweight champion of the world.
Number 3, Apollo's death, Rocky 4.
All right, it's time to go to school, son.
What better way to introduce your new villain than to have them literally kill one of the series' most beloved characters? In what was only supposed to be a simple exhibition bout, Drago completely pummeled Apollo to his death and showed no remorse, while Rocky cradled his lifeless body. It's a devastating scene that not only portrays Drago as a heartless, unstoppable killing machine, but also is a brilliant curveball that showcases the series' unpredictability. No one truly expected Apollo to die, especially after that ridiculous and lighthearted Living in America scene. We can't help but feel a sense of smug satisfaction when Rocky eventually takes down Drago in front of his home crowd.
Rocky Balboa has done the impossible, and these people love it. It is absolute pandemonium.
Number 2, Adrian, Rocky. Is there a more enthralling ending in movie history? Even if there is, this one is pretty darn good. Not only is the fight itself beautifully filmed and exciting, but also the moment of Rocky yelling for Adrian is now a classic piece of cinema history. We watch as Rocky ignores reporters and the results of the match, wishing only for Adrian to join him on the mat. It's a tender and heartwarming scene that highlights the importance of determination and self-satisfaction over concrete results. And it ends the romantic story of Rocky and Adrian on a lovely note. Who amongst us hasn't yelled, "Adrian," at least once in our lives?
I love you.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Hold on there. Well, we deserve it. We've been getting away with murder for the last couple of weeks. Our high today could possibly be... That's it. Tonight...
Get up, you son of a bitch. Because Mickey loves you. Okay?
Thanks, Mick.
All right.
I love you too.
What do you think?
Number 1, the training montage, Rocky. While punching a slab of meat may look cool, nothing beats the sheer excitement of a genuine training montage. The training montage is easily one of the most famous scenes in cinematic history. It's a perfect blend of character work and filmmaking, as Rocky grows as an athlete and as a character, while the movie shows it to us through brilliant editing and inspirational music. It's capped with the most iconic moment of the entire franchise, Rocky standing atop the steps of the Philadelphia Museum of Art overlooking his city, a brilliant metaphor for his rise in stature. The Rocky Steps have since become a major tourist destination, as well as proof of the millions of lives that this scene inspired and touched. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.